Ahoy mates, PirateLord here, and today I'm going to show you a very exciting achievement for 50 gamer score called Reunion on the new DLC and final DLC of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare called Descent. So, like in all of my other guides, the very first round I recommend that you shoot the zombies 4 times and then knife. Second round you shoot 7 times, then knife. And third round you shoot 9 times and then knife. If you are not lucky enough to get a ammo reload at the end of round 2, like I was during this try, don't worry about it, just continue to knife. I would recommend knifing all the way up to about round 7. That way we'll get the most points. This Easter egg is incredibly short and yet long at the exact same time, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So just watch and you should have no problem getting this before round 30, especially if you do it solo, which is the best way always. So I opened the first door, I had about 3,000 points, and I am in Trident Land now, which is pretty exciting, kind of like Atlantis. Grab as many points as you possibly can, turn on all the generators. I just opened the door to the Galleria, which is where your exosuit is. But of course, before we can grab it, we need to grab more points off the wall. Boom, there it is. And turn on the generator. Right behind us, the exosuit lights up, and we can grab our exosuit now. So, I'm just kind of speeding it up here because I'm just kind of punching all the zombies out of my way. I am going to now head over to this door, the title generator door, because that is the very first step of this Easter egg. However, I am not ready for it yet because I have no ammo. So, don't worry about it. Just open the door like I did. And now that we have 2,000 points, we are going to go to the 3D printer. Straight ahead of me is just where we came from when we were at the top of the building. But now, in reception, boom, this is where the 3D printer is. You need to have enough money to open both doors. And now, I just ran out of money. I don't have enough for the 3D printer. So, I'm just going to stay here for round 4. Round 4, I have always found that it is always a dog round. So you should have no problem punching the dogs until you have enough. So there I am. So I got lucky. First round. It doesn't matter what type of gun you get from the 3D printer at first. I just recommend that you stay away from anything like the Mayhem or Trident, because those guns are useless when it comes to the very first step of this Easter egg, which is where we're going now. So we're going to go back into the Galleria, grab some more points off the wall, and then head into this room that we opened before. It's called the title generator room. So right here in front of me is a valve, right underneath the stairs. All you have to do is shoot at it until it turns, the light above it turns blue. Not too complicated, however, it's going to take a lot of ammo. This is why I recommend that you get a decent gun that has a good amount of ammo. It doesn't really matter yet again, but just your pistol can take care of one valve and then run out of ammo. So I found it easier to just kind of lightly shoot the valves instead of just holding down the trigger. I don't know why I've had better luck with this, but I did find that the valves started to turn much more quickly. At the bottom of this room is the generator. Do not forget to turn it on, because at the way top of this room is what we like to call Exo Health or Juggernog. We definitely want this for the Easter egg because it's going to be really complicated, and I made some very stupid mistakes later on, and I went down 3 times, so I didn't have any Exo revives left. So I was just happy that I had Exo Health so that I wouldn't have died earlier. So here I am. The very first valve turned blue, finally. I'm working on the very top one. There are 3 valves in this room. One's on the way bottom of on the ground, like I showed you underneath the stairs. The second one is on the kind of, I guess you could say, the first floor, next to those closed doors, which is where we want to go. And the next one is at the way top, right before these stairs that I'm going up. If you go up these stairs, though, is your Exo Health. So grab that once you have about 2,500 points. Come back down and just start shooting this valve right here, which is to the left of that gun machine. So I got the next one. I've had some problem with the bottom one for some reason. It wasn't turning no matter how much I unloaded on it. But I finally got it. I spent a good 3 minutes in this room or so. So once you have it, go into the door on the very first floor that was kind of closed. It's going to open up. You're going to hold X on the computer screen, and you will get some dialogue from Angie. When she's done talking, hold the X button again if you're on Xbox until you get more dialogue. Then, once you do that, there'll be plenty more dialogue, but after that, there won't be anything, so just, get away from there, head on back to the 3D printer, and since it is the beginning, or at the end of round 5, you will be transported to Oz. That's right. We are going to finally defeat Oz. So, in this room, there will always be a 3D printer, which is actually behind me, and the upgrade machine. Oz is going to show you what is coming for you in the future. So he had the electrical floor and the kind of electrical grid on the top. So just be aware of that in the future when we go back there. So once you have enough money, I recommend that you open the room to the annex room, which is this one. Turn on the generator, like always. And right there is the Exo Reload. Definitely going to need this one, especially if you are lucky enough to get the blunderbuss weapon from the 3D printer. Now, the room I just opened up is the lounge. This is where the very second step of the Easter egg is. We just have to get over there without much trouble. I would recommend, obviously, punching the zombies. Try to get as many points as you possibly can, especially for that 3D printer, because we need some really good weapons. So, I had one zombie left. I'm going to go to this door here, which is in the lounge again, and just hold the action button. This takes an incredibly long time. It's the airlock, so basically you're just kind of getting it ready. So I left the room, I went to the annex room, just waited, went back, held X. This took a good 2 minutes or 3 minutes or so, but eventually I was able to do it. You'll hear an announcement saying that the airlock is completed. And then we are going to try our luck with the 3D printer here. So, like I said, you're going to just need some decent amount of guns. I would not recommend these guns whatsoever, but there it is, the legendary blunderbuss weapon. I have found that every single time that I've played this DLC, I have gotten the blunderbuss weapon. I don't know if that is just insanely good luck, but I never get the trident weapon, which is, I don't recommend it anyway, so who cares about that one? So once you have the blunderbuss weapon, or at least an equivalent weapon, you could probably get the mayhem now if you wanted, just because we're done with the first step of shooting valves. I would recommend stocking up on everything possible. Grab your Exo Medic, or your Revive, is what I like to call it. And just start kind of punching the zombies yet again. Go around. Eventually you will want to buy the Exo Reload, which is what we're going to do soon. So, just keep going, keep punching the zombies. Eventually you're going to stop. Here I am buying the Exo Reload, because I definitely need it from the blunderbuss. Because I'm just going to show you right here how fast it is when you actually have that perk. Otherwise, it is insanely slow, and you probably will die, especially on the really higher rounds. So once you get the airlock done, the third step, or technically it's still kind of part of the second step, is you're going to need a Goliath. Now those are the heavy-duty machines that you can climb into, which is actually pretty cool that it's on a zombie map. So we just need to wait until round 8 to get that. So in this room, this is called the spa room. This is where your decontamination area is, just in case you get in an infection round. It's right off the Great Hall, so you won't be able to miss it. These are huge doors. And this is a tomb right next to where we dropped off. This is the only way how to get back up. And here's my Goliath. So I'm going to get back in once the round is almost over. Do not kill everybody, otherwise you will have an insanely hard time, and the zombies might blow up your Goliath before you even get down there. So I didn't speed up any of this because I wanted to show you exactly where I'm going with the Goliath. Since I did not open the door from the annex to the Galleria, I am going to go all the way around through the reception area. So this kind of takes a little while. This is why you do not want a lot of zombies behind you, and you do not want to do this on a high round. So you shouldn't have any problem with this though, especially getting this before round 10, because the next round you will definitely want a high-powered gun, because the next round is the drone challenge. Assuming, of course, you finish this. Now, I would be super careful if your Goliath is super low on health. I would almost recommend waiting, but it's going to be a good maybe 10 rounds before another Goliath drops. So I guess I really don't recommend waiting. I got out here once when my health was at 25%, and the more I stayed out here, the less my health got. So I just thought my Goliath was going to blow up. But eventually I got out of there just in time. I ended up failing that zombie trial for the Easter egg that time, but this one was a success, which thankfully I was recording at the same time. So you need to hold the action button for that button. It's going to turn off basically kind of like your security. And I always self-destruct the Goliath. Don't worry about it. It's not going to down you or anything. So just self-destruct. Get out of there. In the spa room are your contact grenades. I recommend buying them when you have enough money, especially after that round, just because in the future there will be a grenade challenge. So I'll get more into that later on, but I just wanted to warn you to buy contact grenades before it needs to. So now this is the very exciting challenge, the drone challenge. I always check up there. There is a drone up there usually, but not this time. The drones will spawn in certain areas. I slowed down this video so that you can see all the possible locations where I'm checking. This is where they always spawn. They spawn in this room on the floor or on the little ledge behind me. And they spawn here, which is where I found my first one. So the blunderbuss is exceptionally great for this challenge because it kills the drones in one hit. There are 6 drones that you need to find. Here's the problem. If you kill all the zombies, the challenge is failed, and you're going to have to redo it. So I recommend I would leave a train of zombies behind you just in case. I would not pick up the explosive touch, whatever you possibly can do, except that I did, unfortunately, because I ran into it. But so far I've already killed 3 drones, so I just need to find the other one. So like I said, here's me killing all the zombies, which is a no-no, because if I accidentally kill all of them, I'm going to have to redo the drone challenge. And the higher rounds, the more health the drone has, and it's going to be exceptionally bad. Now the other bad part of this is that if a drone escapes, then the challenge is obviously lost as well. They will not reappear until the next round, so just make sure you have a very, very high-powered gun. This is why I recommend the blunderbuss. If you don't get the blunderbuss by round, 8 or so, like I did, I would just restart it. It's only 15 minutes of your life that you just have to redo, which is a lot better than spending 30 or an hour trying to get this. Like I did with the Trident. I could not get it for that one achievement. So here I am, finally opening the door from the annex to the Galleria. This is the nice shortcut instead of having to go all the way around. It's kind of nice because zombies aren't going to come from this area, but I got tired of waiting and tired of going all the way around for checking for the drone. So here I am. I'm constantly just going into the room. Here I am in the spa again, but I hear something and boom, there it is. So make sure you are not listening to music while you're doing this Easter egg so you can hear the drones. I almost went down there because I ran into my train of zombie, but right there in the bottom left corner of the screen was challenge success. That is how I know that you completed the challenge successfully. And you just have to wait for the next round. So what happens is there is usually an Oz challenge, and then after the Oz challenge is what you would, I guess, call steps to get your Easter egg done, like we are so used to in Call of Duty Zombies. So I recommend picking up these power-ups. I especially recommend picking up the blue repulsion turrets for a very, very sneaky technique, which will be the very next step of your Easter egg. So, step 1, valve. Step 2 was the Goliath underwater, turning off that valve underwater, the blue light. And then step 3 was the drone. So, step 4 is a very special step, very annoying. This may be the hardest step for a lot of you. We have to charge a battery, basically, by using those EMP zombies, the ones with the lightning all around them. They're kind of blue. I like calling them EMP because, you know, if they hit you, it's kind of like in Splinter Cell. They just EMP everything. So, I slowed down. I got ready for the next round. I tried the 3D printer. I didn't get the drones. I really want my distraction drones because they have saved my life, always. You don't need them. You do not need them, but I do recommend them because it just makes your life so much easier. Some of you guys like the nanobots, you know, the nano grenades. I don't like them necessarily because if you get in a pinch, you can't just chuck it down and be saved. So all of your progress might eventually just be lost. So I wouldn't recommend it. So the next round, like I said, is charging the battery. I finally got a EMP zombie here behind me. Now the challenge is getting him to the front of the line. So I slowed down this video to show you that the best room to train in is the spa. So you just go around this little circular bar area, and then once your zombie that you want, the one with the lightning, which just shocked me there, is, you know, finally got you, you're going to go out of the spa, you're going to go into the Galleria, and then you're going to just take a left right when you get into the room. So boom, left. And here's the battery. I'm standing right next to it. It's going to shock me. Now, usually when the zombie shocks you, they don't die. However, because of this step is so awesome, the zombie dies this time. So, that is how you know that you did this step correctly. However, you need a good amount of the lightning zombies in order to complete the step. So, I wanted to show you the upgrade machine there. It's right underneath the exosuit. But I'm staring at the battery. It's on the upper left corner of the screen right there. That is what you need to charge. So right now it's kind of flickering with a static charge. You'll know when it's charged when it's very evident that it's, you know, blue light everywhere. So try to get to this step before the dog round because as you can see, I had a lot of lightning dogs here. So that was exceedingly exciting because this sped up my process and there is less chance of going down, especially if you're just fighting dogs. So once you get shocked, get away from it, run around just like I did, and then get shocked again. As you saw, the dogs died when they shocked me. Usually they do not, so that's a really cool thing about this. Now, at the end of round 12, which is round 13, obviously, Oz will transport you again. I sped up this battle because it's very, very basic. Like I said, he's going to have the electrical grid on the floor and the electrical on top that's going to disable your exosuit. But once the safety glass lifts up, Oz will be exposed, and you can just shoot him once with the blunderbuss. If you have a different gun, it will be multiple times. Sometimes you're not quick enough to make that office area where he is blow up, which means that this process will just take you even longer. So that is yet again why I recommend the blunderbuss. I don't think it's really hard to get. Just keep trying, you'll eventually get it. So when these guns open up, whether they're on the ceiling, the turrets, whether they're on the ceiling or on the floor, it literally just takes a couple of hits from your gun, whether you have a pistol or the blunderbuss, it doesn't matter. Clear across the room, it will destroy them basically in one hit. I have had no problem with that. Those turrets never brought me down. It was always the zombies because I was not paying attention. But eventually, as you can see on the screen from the fast forwarding, is the zombie kind of fog, which if you go into it, it will turn you into a zombie. So you have to decontaminate, which is in the middle of the room. So at the end of defeating Oz are all these credit So you need to pick them up as fast as possible. I recommend exo sliding, which is just running and holding the B button if you're in Xbox. It makes you kind of speed up a little bit faster, just like I did right there, and I can just boost. Pick up as many as you possibly can because you're going to have about 15 seconds. 5 if you're not waiting the minute all the rooms where Oz is blows up. And 10 seconds if you wait for Angie to kind of count down. So here I am, just kind of speeding up, waiting for my EMP zombies for the next step because we did not finish charging that battery yet. So we have to just keep waiting, and keep waiting until we get the zombie that we need. Now I think I got lucky and I got 2 dog rounds, which is phenomenal because I had so many EMP dogs that it wasn't such a challenge for this step, for me at least. And this is also why I recommend the distraction drones, because if you're brave enough for the EMP zombie to shock you, you are going to have to get out of there, and you can't get out of there quickly because your exosuit is down. So I recommend chucking a distraction drone on at your feet right away, especially if there aren't any more zombies next to you that you need. But that is only if you get in a pickle. If you're good enough though, that's why you're watching this video. You're never in a pickle, so don't worry about it. So like I said, I just sped up yet again, trying to get that EMP zombie. I just trained in the spa area again and again, and I kept going through the reception area and the Great Hall to the Galleria, and then to Annex, and then reception, all the way. That's my route that I take. I recommend it. It's pretty easy. If you ever go down, just go back up that elevator that I showed you in the beginning, where we first started out, where we first spawned and started this awesome Easter egg. Grab your exo, revive, so you don't go down again, or if you do go down, at least you won't die. So, here's the next round. I just kind of slowed it down for you. I want to show you this really cool trick with the repulsion turret. This is why I recommend it. I set it slightly behind the battery, and that way, if a EMP zombie came near me, I could easily just get shocked like this guy, and then kill all the zombies next to me without having to worry about getting out of there before I die and blah blah blah. So it wasn't that bad. It's still a pretty sticky situation, as you saw me doing there. I got lucky and did the first zombie, but then I had to retreat and get out of there before I died. So I recommend that you just keep doing that. Keep training, keep going through the rooms, Annex, Reception, Great Hall, and then Galleria. Just rinse and repeat. Keep trying that stupid 3D printer. I spent about $10,000 and still didn't get the distraction drones. But just keep trying. This Easter egg, it's pretty fun. I think this is the best Easter egg that we had in a while, just because it was kind of different. I guess I don't really call it an Easter egg because it was more like just a challenge instead of like, oh, activate these panels and then the floor will rise and then we can go down to there and grab some flags and blah 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 or whatever. But this is pretty fun. So eventually though, it's just step after step. That's why it's so much fun solo. It's easy on solo. You can do it. Here's the doggy round. Like I said, I had about six EMP dogs, which is phenomenal. Eventually though, you will hear Angie saying that the battery's charged, so that means that the step is complete. I would get ready for the next one, try the 3D printer again, and there I finally got my distraction drones, so I am all ready to complete this Easter egg. I have some power-ups. I have some great items. Once I got the distraction drones, you'll see me right there by the exo stockpile. The exo stockpile, if you do not know, it increases all of your special grenades by 1, which means that you can't hold 4 grenades now, you will be able to hold 5. And instead of holding 2 nano grenades or 2 distraction drones, you can now hold 3, which is a great strategy. It'll help you a lot. So, got a full reload there. If you don't have one, I recommend just upgrading your gun. If you don't have enough points for that, I would say screw it and just keep training. and trying to complete the next step. So here's a grenade challenge. Like I already said, you already have contact grenades, so you don't even have to worry about holding down the grenade button, because if you hold it down too long with the other grenades, you will blow up and die. So that is why we're being smart. So here I am in the spa room, which is, I think, the best room for this. Just all I'm doing is just jumping up and down and slamming the ground with grenades. So just keep doing this over and over and over again, and eventually you'll get the round complete, and your grenade challenge logo on the bottom left of the screen should turn green if you did it correctly. There is no way that you could do it incorrectly, unless, of course, you shot something accidentally. Now, just so you guys know, if you have a power-up out, like your reinforcement guys or the drone or the turrets, that does not count against you. I've done that several times. Sometimes I actually activate it during the grenade round, and other times I do it before, but it really doesn't matter, so I wouldn't worry about it. Now, here's my very, very favorite part of this entire Easter egg. It is the jumping part. A lot of you guys hate it because the third and I believe is the 7th jump, it's the most difficult for everybody. And that's why I made a guide for you guys, so that you can finally do it. The first one's easy. Second one, you're going to jump and then kind of dash over, jump and dash over again. Now here's the third jump. I super slowed it down for you guys so that you can do it, and I'm going to tell you it step by step by step. So here I go. I jumped on there. I'm barely going to stand up here. So what you want to do first is you want to run. You're going to slide, and right when you get to the edge, you're going to just press A. Just press the jump button very ever so lightly. Do not hold it down. Once you do that and you're at the peak of your jump, you're going to press and hold the A button down as long as you possibly can, because that will be your XO jump. And then once you're in the air, you're going to just XO dash over about twice. So I think I only had to do it about once, but you could do it twice. So, boom, first try, super, super easy. So I slowed down the 7th step for you guys, just so you can see it again. Now this one is super easy. You just kind of jump off to the left or right twice and then dash over. I unfortunately had problems with this, so it doesn't really look good for me as a gamer here when I can't even do the easy one. So if you mess up, the nice thing is that you don't die. That would be insanely difficult if they did that for us. So luckily they were nice enough and they didn't make us die or start over or whatever. So if you mess up, don't worry. You're going to fall in the water and then just kind of be transported back. So this one's easy. You just look at the one where you're going and then double jump up there. And then this one you're going to double jump and then kind of I dashed over just to make sure I didn't miss it. And then the 5th one I believe we're on is somewhat difficult. I had a very difficult time. What you're going to do is you're going to look up, and basically you're going to jump up on the first one, which is the easy part, and then the next one above your head is at the exact same level where the first one was. So you're going to jump backwards and then press and hold the A button or the jump button for the exo jump, and then go forward just a tad so you'll get up there. Like I said, I had a horrible time with that. I spent about 2 minutes on it. I slowed it down here finally because I got it. So I backed up and then jumped up there, backed up, jumped up. I don't know why it wasn't working the first time I did it, but now it finally did. So get a running start and then exo dash over to this one. Sometimes if you double jump over it, you don't even need to dash, but of course I missed when I finally got up there. So here's the 7th one. So I had some problems with this one. It wasn't too bad, but I did, well, yeah, I thought I slowed it down for you guys. So the worst case scenario, which is what happened to this for me for this one, is for some reason one of my zombies turned into an EMP zombie, which is awful because number one, if you're jumping in midair, the EMP zombie can shock you just like it did for me, and then I can't jump onto the platform, which means that this step is taking twice as long. I recommend that you complete this step as quickly as you possibly can, because we are out on round round are we on? We are on round 19. That's right. So, round 20 is a special surprise from Oz. So, since this is kind of like an Angie or a map challenge, the next one is going to be an Oz challenge. But if you don't complete this before we face Oz again, you're going to be on this step right when we come back, which is going to stink because we're going to have to just, you know, do this jump over again. Which is what is nice is that if you don't complete all of the jumps in one round, your progress is saved, so you don't have to worry about it. So here I am yet again trying to make this jump, and I did not speed it up because I wanted to show you that awful luck of mine that the EMP zombie jumped on my platform. So I just had a horrible time trying to get this jump, as I clearly, you know, try to show you there. But I finally did slow it down. I almost had it there, but not quite good enough. So here I am. I slowed it down for you guys. So like I said, you are gonna run, you're gonna slide. Right when you get to the end of the platform, you're gonna just tap the jump button, and then you're gonna hold the jump button until you get over, and then you can XO dash. So finally did that one. This one is my favorite. You can't possibly miss this one, just because it's literally just walking. So you're gonna walk on top of the platforms, double jump, get over there, XO dash. Like I said, I mean, you really can't mess this up. It's not like they're sloped or anything, so you have to land perfectly. Just land on the platforms, get over there, and you should have no problems whatsoever. Now, this one was awful. I spent about 3 minutes on this one. I don't know why my zombie didn't die, but I kept trying over and over again. And as luck would have it, I didn't get it. So I had to go see Oz, and unfortunately, I couldn't get it. But I wanted to show you this. I had a Goliath next to me, so before you get transported and Oz counts down, I recommend you jump into this thing as fast as you possibly can, because it's super fun to take this into the next room where Oz is. This is actually where you can get 3 achievements for the other video. So check out my other videos. I can explain them right now since I'm, you know, kind of doing this. What you need to do is melee Oz with this Goliath. That's one achievement. Defeating him is another achievement, and actually killing him with the blunderbuss is the other achievement. So I did those in previous playthroughs, which is why you don't see any of them unlocked. But I'm going to show you this. So before, all of these generators were on. This time, on round 20, they are all off. So you need to make sure you hit all 4 of them in order to defeat Oz. So once you hit all 4 of them, you're going to run into the middle of the room, which is where the decontamination center is, and you're going to shoot him as many times as you possibly can. With the blunderbuss, you only need to activate these generators 4 times, because as you saw, I just took out 1/4 of his health. So here I am again. I activated again. I shot him twice. Now he's at 50% health. Activated all 4 again. I'm going to shoot him here pretty soon, and he's at 25. So the thing I wanted to warn you guys about is that if you activate the decontamination center when Oz is nowhere near you, all of the generators will turn off. So please keep that in mind, because I almost died once because I wasn't paying attention. I thought I could just tap it again, but it was off. So make sure you're paying attention. And once you defeat him, all the credit little drops are there, so make sure you grab all of them as you possibly can. Here is the jump, finally, now that we're done. So you jump twice, and then you kind of XO dash over to your right or left, depending on what side you went for the platforms. So you just jump up twice and then XO dash over. Sideways, actually, is what you're doing. So I recommend you grab some power-ups if you can. The greatest thing about these 2 platforms that are above the water is that they have teleporters. So if you're in a pinch, I would enter the teleporter, and you're going to be transported over to Exo Health, or if you're on Exo Health side, obviously, you're going to be transported over to the Exo Revive side. The greatest thing about that is that all the zombies will leave you alone for a good maybe 20 seconds or so. So if you need a breather or something, just kind of relax. I slowed this down because right in front of the tidal generator room, in the Galleria where the exosuit is your Exo Butt Slam. You're definitely going to need that. for one of the Easter egg steps. So once, because the jumping round is done, the next one is an Oz challenge. This is a move challenge. To explain, basically it means if you move, you'll lose points. If you lose all your points, I believe you die. I have never lost all my points before, but I heard other people say that. I don't know, but if you have, the more points you have, and the more you move, the more you lose, and the less points you have, the kind of less you lose, because it wouldn't be fair if you had 1,000 points and you lost 900 the first step you took. So I recommend activating all of your power-ups that you possibly had. So I had reinforcements and this drone here. I didn't move once, so I didn't have to worry about losing points. Super easy for me. It was actually pretty fun, especially if you had distraction drones. I could just chuck them across the room, and all my buddies just did everything for me, so I didn't have to worry about anything. So this step, since that was an Oz challenge, we are back to an Angie kind of map challenge. Not too difficult. This one is the Simon Says, kind of like in the Easter egg when we were in the space station one. So here I am in the reception area, right off of that tunnel that takes you back up to the top. I recommend that you have 2 crawlers or so. The faster you do this, the better, just because the crawlers will kill you if you stand still, or they will block you in, so that you cannot get to the computer screens. If you don't get to the computer screens within about 2 or 3 seconds, the computer screens will shut down and you will need to start all over. It will be a different pattern too, so it's not just starting over from your same pattern. Now, to help you guys with this, especially if you are not good at memorizing anything, I recommend that you pause the game or get a piece of paper out and number the computers 1 through 4. I usually do 1, obviously on the left, and then going 2, 3, 4. So my sequence is 2, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 from the top off of my head, if I remember right. Yep, okay. And then it's 2, 1. And then once it is done, all the computers will kind of light up. You'll hear a little kind of song play, and then you'll hear Angie over the loudspeaker saying that everything is complete. So here it is right here. See, the zombies almost killed me, so you need to be exceedingly careful. And there I did it. So that's done. Next step, Oz challenge. Pretty simple actually too. So here I am just getting ready. I'm kind of checking out the rooms here. I thought that was going to be the next challenge. I was a little confused on what step I was at. But I wouldn't worry about it because I'm all ready now, and I'm like, oh yeah, now I remember. So in this room will be your next Oz challenge, the title generator room. In this room that we actually initially started in, right there, right in front of me, where that next to the computer screen. That is one of the next challenges. However, this one, on the bottom of my screen, you'll see little arrows. Those are your teammates. However, they're not really your teammates because they want to kill you. So what you need to do is run away from them. This is Duck Duck Goose, Advanced Adult Edition. You cannot kill them, you cannot hit them. If you hit them, you will be out of Duck Duck Goose because they will probably hurt you. So you just need to run away, run around, kill all the zombies. Once you defeat all the zombies in this round, they will go away because their parents picked them up. That's right. So Friendly Fire Challenge, it's called. So as you can see in the arrows, they're on the upper right corner of my screen right there. They're just moving, trying to find me, and then once my challenge icon turns green, they will disappear. Boom, there they are, and they went bye-bye. So I upgraded my gun because now it is a Angie challenge. So unfortunately, I got an infection round, which even slowed my progress even more. So here I am speeding up, so you guys don't have to worry about me taking this. This whole Easter egg took me about an hour. I believe it was an hour and 30 minutes, hour 40 minutes or so. I kind of forgot. We'll see it at the end of the game here when the achievement pops. But in this room, it is not an Oz challenge. I did say Oz. It's an Angie challenge. You will have 4 numbers on your screen. The left number is your exo butt slams. The next number under that is your jumps. The one where it says 50 is my grenades, and then the 88 are my kills. So you need the bottom numbers to match the top numbers. Pretty simple. So, as you can see, I need one more butt slam, I need one more jump, and the grenades one are not the how many enemies you kill with grenades. It's actually purchasing grenades off the wall. I know, pretty dumb, but that's what you need to know. So since I have 0.5, I just need to purchase 5 grenades off the wall. So you'll see me here going into the closest room that I know of with grenades that will be super easy to buy off the wall, the spa. So here I am chucking all 5 of my grenades, and since I have the EXO stockpile, I can carry 5. So here I am, I buy all 5, and I should be done with that number. So here I am fast forwarding it, and I'm going to check. Boom, there it is. So I have 5, 5, 8, 8. So I just need, there are my jumps. 1 jump equals 1 number. Pretty simple. And I still need 1 butt slam. Now, it would have been great if this was the very, very last zombie that I had to kill, because I got pretty lucky. I knew the step was coming up, so I just did butt slams just for fun, just to kind of see, and I was one off, so I was actually pretty impressed. So to do a butt slam, you just double jump into the air and then slam down with your B button or your crouch button. And there I am. So I got all my numbers except that one zombie pushed me over my 8. So I need to kill 9 more guys, actually. Because once you get 9, your number will turn back to 0. So if you pass it, just keep doing the slams or the jumps or the grenades or whatever you need until you get back to 0, and then you will know exactly how many more of those you need. So as you saw me doing there, I just transported from one end of the kind of water platforms to the other ones. And there I am. I finally got my kill. I went down, which was awful. So I just kind of waited out and finally got it. And so I was lucky. I was lucky to be alive. Now this is the very last step of the Easter egg until the final kind of finale. But this is the most, this is the fun part that a lot of people are having fun with. So your gun will disappear, and you will have a level 25 Mayhem rocket launcher. This is the exact same thing as the grenade challenge. However, I want to warn you that your grenades, your rockets, sorry, will hurt you if you are too close, as you will see me stupidly do, because I knew that for some reason, and I thought, hey, let's just kill all the zombies right next to me, because, hey, I'll survive because I'm PirateLord. But didn't happen. Learned my lesson. But luckily, I got the Easter egg. So here I am. As you can tell, I have a drone out, so I'm not. I still got the achievement. I still did this properly, so it didn't count against me. I should have released my backup people, because I'm going to go down here pretty soon. Yep, there I am, down. So now I'm kind of panicking because I don't have any more EXO revives, I believe. So I can't purchase any. I use them all up. So I'm panicking because I am on the extremely, extremely last easy step of this entire Easter egg. So I'm going to go back into the title generator room where this all began, go up the first flight of stairs into the room that was closed where we had the little number sheet, and I'm going to activate that table, or the computer screen. So be careful when you activate it, don't get caught like I did. Luckily I had a distraction drone. You'll be transported into Oz's memories, which is pretty sweet, and basically he's just kind of telling you and your crew to listen or remember what happened. This is the bus. I obviously figured that this was the very first DLC where we were introduced to EXO zombies for these 4 characters. So what I recommend doing then, and what I do now, is train around the bus. You can see my guide, my other guide, so just keep training around the bus. Eventually, there are, I believe, 2 rounds of zombies, maybe 3, but they're super easy. All the zombies are kind of concentrated on your team members, so you don't have to worry about getting ambushed. You can activate as many power-ups as you possibly can that you have. I still have some extra distraction drones, because just in case I didn't get an ammo, which I didn't. So I slowed it down for you there. Oz will say that he hates the Atlas Corporation. You will be transported back, and that's it. Game will end, and the achievement will pop up for a 50 gamer score for Reunion, and there it is. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, or go to piratehutgaming.com. I will see you next time, me hearties.